Plastic surgery isn't some taboo thing anymore. Everyone has gotten some kind of procedure done, whether that be some minor Botox or a major cosmetic surgery. Most of the time, people come out looking better than before, but sometimes the doctors who perform these procedures are a little questionable and should probably put down the scalpel. Let's talk about a few botched celebrities and how they got to that point as we count down the top 10 celebrity plastic surgeons who need to be stopped. At number 10, Priscilla Caputo. There comes a point in any aspect of our lives where we think to ourselves, am I doing too much? Most of the time we realize that we've gone overboard, especially when those around us start staging interventions, but sometimes those around us can push us further and further towards the point of no return. That's sort of what happened with Priscilla Caputo because her plastic surgeon didn't tell her no when she went too far with her looks, and she ended up getting super botched and now lives with a lot of regret. Priscilla was once an aspiring model, and as many models do, they alter themselves to fit the standard of beauty that the industry is looking for. This led to Priscilla wanting to get her lips done, and since her boyfriend at the time was a plastic surgeon, she thought, why not? She started getting lip fillers, but eventually she got addicted to the procedure and she took her looks a little too far. Even though someone should have stopped Priscilla before she went too far, someone also should have stopped her boyfriend because he should have known that she was taking things too far. Maybe it's because they were in a relationship and he didn't want to say no to his girlfriend, but as a doctor, he should have known better than to let things get that bad. Priscilla now lives with permanently stretched out lips because she had damaged them so much with the fillers that her doctor is partially to blame for. At number 9, Donatella Versace. As the head of a successful designer company, Donatella Versace is certainly an important figure in the world of fashion. Her name is well known and her face is too, but maybe not for the best reasons. Donatella has been receiving plastic surgery for years, trying to make herself look more youthful, but it seems as though these procedures that she's received has had the opposite effect. Because of the amount of procedures that she's had done, her skin has become thin and damaged and has lost the elasticity needed to make these nips and tucks worthwhile, but yet she keeps getting facelift after facelift trying to correct it, adding to that vicious cycle. Her plastic surgeon should see that Donatella's facelifts are not having lasting effects because of how damaged her skin is, but because these procedures keep happening regardless, I think that this surgeon needs to be stopped. It's not helping Donatella feel better about her appearance because she keeps coming back in for more, and it's honestly not fair to her. I'm sure that there are other ways that Donatella could be satisfied with her looks, but maybe another doctor would have to provide that for her. Now, before I carry on with this list, I'd like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl because I've got some fun new stuff going on over there, and if you're into Minecraft then I'd highly suggest that you go and check that out. At number 8, Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn Wildenstein is considered the celebrity with the most dramatic appearance. She's undergone so many procedures to create a brand new appearance based on a pet lynx that she had, and even though she's gone so far with her appearance, she said that she has no intention of stopping her plastic surgery journey anytime soon. Jocelyn started changing her appearance because her husband was a big cat lover and she wanted to resemble his favorite animal. Over the years, she's received surgeries on her eyes to make them look cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's now looking nothing like she did before all the plastic surgery, with her entire face being remade into something completely new, plastic, and unnatural. A lot of people consider her botched because of how unnatural she looks, and her doctor needs to be stopped on that front because someone needs to advise Jocelyn to stop going through these procedures. There comes a point where too much alteration can become harmful to your health, so for her doctors to let her keep getting plastic surgery, it seems a little bit irresponsible. At number 7, Tara Reid. For a Hollywood star, getting botched is probably one of the worst things that could ever happen to you. Because a lot of your job relies on your appearance, getting botched can take some of that away from you and can seriously impact your life and career. For Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid, she hit rock bottom after getting a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a handful of surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting, and this is where things went horribly wrong. Tara was left disfigured after these procedures, and she described how her body was left after the procedure, saying, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini and I lost a lot of work." End quote. After a wardrobe malfunction exposed the botched procedure to the world in 2004, things got even worse for her. Her doctors seriously needed to be stopped because clearly something went horribly wrong during the procedure for Tara to end up like this, and as far as I know, the surgeon didn't really step up to correct his mistake, and Tara was the one who had to get things fixed herself, so that seems a little irresponsible on the doctor's part. Let's hope that no one else had to go through what Tara did as well. At number 6, Mickey Rourke. At the beginning of his career, Mickey Rourke was known for being handsome and charming, but after getting work done, people changed their tune. For a long time, people had made some pretty harsh comments about Mickey's face, thinking that he went overboard with plastic surgery like a lot of Hollywood stars have, but it turns out that this wasn't the case and that his appearance is the fault of a doctor who definitely needed to be stopped. Mickey has spoken out about his altered appearance and has said that boxing is really what caused things to go downhill for him, having faced bruises, fractures, and breaks over the years. Because he went in for reconstructive surgery from the things that had been damaged through boxing, his face has never been the same since. In an interview, Mickey spoke more on the subject of his botched appearance, where he said, quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice, I had 5 operations on my nose and 1 smashed cheekbone." End quote. He said himself that he went to the wrong person for these procedures, so this doctor should have been stopped. At number 5, Heidi Montag. Most people know actress Heidi Montag for her dramatic plastic surgery transformation from 2010. When she was at the height of her career, she was recommended some plastic surgery procedures, and when I say she did them all, I am not kidding. Heidi underwent 10 procedures in one day, and a lot of them were serious surgeries. The procedures that she had that day were neck liposuction, a brow lift, a nose job revision, a chin reduction, getting her ears pinned back, a second breast augmentation, fat injections in her cheeks, liposuction in her waist, hip, and inner thighs, Botox on her forehead, and butt implants. This full day of surgery took a huge toll on her body, and she actually flatlined for about a minute. I didn't think people were allowed to get this much work done in one day, and if it is technically allowed, it really shouldn't be. Surgery takes a massive toll on your health, so to get so much work done in just one day is just too much. The plastic surgeon really should have been stopped because they should never have allowed 10 surgeries in one day. On top of all of that, Heidi lived with regrets because some of the results that she was left with weren't to her liking. Heidi sort of fell victim to the pressures of getting plastic surgeries, and maybe if she had a doctor who had her best interests at heart, maybe things would have been different. At number 4, Justin Jedlicka. How many surgeries do you think is considered too much? 10? 50, 100, how about 1,000? Justin Jedlicka, also known as the real-life Ken doll, is someone who has apparently received over 1,000 cosmetic surgeries, and he says that he's still not done yet. Justin got famous because he was on the show Botched because of his exaggerated looks. And for him, because he wants to look like a Mattel toy, the more plastic he looks, the better. Because of the sheer amount of procedures he's received, I think both he and his plastic surgeon need to be stopped. 1,000 procedures is a lot, even if it's something minor like shots of Botox. There has to come a point where you have to think enough is enough, but after reaching such a high number, I'm almost afraid that the surgery will never end. Someone stop these two before Justin becomes a robot. I'm kidding, but you get my point, right? At number 3, Dana Delaney. Here's an example of a plastic surgeon who needs to be stopped because they literally caused physical damage to their patient. Even though getting injectables like Botox is all the rage, people have to realize that there are still risks involved, and Desperate Housewives actress Dana Delaney can certainly attest to that. Dana opened up about the worst procedures she's received after she was hurt because of doctor error. In 2003, Dana decided to go in and receive some Botox injections after her dermatologist convinced her to try it out. When she went in for the procedure, things ended up going wrong because the doctor placed the needle in the wrong part of her forehead and ended up striking a nerve and killing it. Unfortunately for Dana, this mistake was pretty serious because it ended up affecting the muscle in her right eye, which caused her eye to droop down slightly. Dana spoke out about the experience, saying that her face was forever altered and that she would never be getting plastic surgery ever again. I'm not sure what happened to the plastic surgeon, but I would imagine that a serious lawsuit was definitely involved. At number 2, Cher. Now you guys are definitely going to hate me for this one, but there's just something that doesn't quite sit right with me. We all know Cher for her signature looks and the fact that she hasn't aged in years. I mean, the woman is 75 and doesn't look anywhere near that. Over the years, she's received a neck lift, multiple facelifts, cheek implants, breast augmentation, liposuction, Botox, other injectables, and lasers, but even after all of that, her doctors still can't get over how good she looks. You're probably asking yourself why her plastic surgeon needs to be stopped, and I'm saying it's because some witchcraft is afoot. And maybe some time manipulation is too. I don't think there's anyone else in Hollywood who has had plastic surgery go as well as Cher's, and world-renowned surgeons are also baffled as to how she looks so good. So unless she and her doctor are using technology that is top secret, there is magic involved because she really said, if I could turn back time, and actually did it. And finally, at number 1, Priscilla Presley. Now, the number 1 plastic surgeon who needs to be stopped here was Priscilla Presley's surgeon, because not only was this person unlicensed, but they didn't even use safe materials to perform their procedures. The wife of the late Elvis Presley suffered through a plastic surgery nightmare when she went in to receive injectables from this unreliable source. Priscilla got injections in her cheeks, and the plastic surgeon used products and techniques that were unapproved. To make matters worse, it turned out that the silicone that the doctor used on Priscilla was similar to that which mechanics use for car parts, so it definitely was not safe to use in cosmetics. Thankfully, Priscilla got justice and the person who performed these procedures got jail time and they were actually stopped, but Priscilla as well as a handful of other people were left as botched victims and they still had to live with those results. Now I want you guys to tell me, what is the worst celebrity plastic surgery you've seen? So many stars out there are getting all kinds of procedures, and no offense to them, but they don't always come out looking the best. So which celebrity do you think is the most botched? Leave me your thoughts down in the comments. But anyways, that's it for today's list. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel to see more. I've been your host, Room, and until next time, stay safe, drink some water today, and stay groovy, friends. Bye!